Okay, so I've found a way to deal with resting bitch face. A lot of people they don't think this is a big deal, but I think it's kind of a big deal, or it wouldn't be a thing. So what I wanted to say, like, to kind of separate out like certain people from like the norm, because the norm is just it's a minor thing where it's like it's not a real big deal, something to kind of laugh about. But some people are really affected by this. Like it could be all the way to an extreme of just being ostracized or people wanting to fight you, and just your day is a lot harder just because you look mean, you look angry even though you're not, right? So those are the people I'm addressing here. All right, so one of the main ways to deal with it is I would say wear hats. And what that does is it covers your forehead a little bit, and it also kind of shades the area so it's harder to see whether you look like you're frowning or not. Now, a lot of people think another thing you could do is wear glasses. I'm not talking about just wear shades and things like that, because you want to be able to wear these inside. So you want to get non-prescription glasses, and that kind of gives people something to focus on other than your face, or you know what I mean, like you basically it's mainly your forehead, and normally your forehead is kind of creased, and the muscles in your forehead get really strong because you frown a lot, and it's because of the sun. But most people have this problem because they frown while they're sleeping, and it just kind of over time you get the muscles get bigger and stronger to the point where they're just more developed than the rest of your face. So with the glasses, it gets you where people, when you're walking by people and things like that, there's too much information that they have to take in when they look at your face, and like you could have something written on the hat or whatever, and it just kind of makes it where it just takes longer to judge you um for your frown lines, I guess, and it makes your day a lot easier. Now with the glasses, I'd say I wouldn't get the clear lens. Like, you want it to be clear when you're looking through them, but from the outside looking in, sometimes like the light gives a glare, and to me, like, that's good. But to most people, they want them to be like, because you can get them clear to the point where they don't even glare, even if light hits them uh, from the outside looking in. And if you didn't have this problem, of course that's what you want. But with uh, with this problem, you kind of want anything to kind of help you in your advantage. You know what I mean? Like, to use to your advantage. Even the light, like you're getting to where people have to really take some real time to study you before they can come to a conclusion. Like, they can't just automatically see your face as clearly as they can. Um, and yeah, it's kind of sad that you have to do this, but with that being said, it's one of those things where we live in a very shallow world. Like, we live in a toxic place. I always say that we live under a system of white supremacy, which is the worst system you can live under. And yeah, everybody's toxic. Basically, everybody's toxic. So it's really like a very toxic, shallow world where um, even when people, like, all right, for instance, if you did smile, if you have this problem with you have a real problem with looking angry, your anger lines are really developed, and if you do smile, it's one of those things where as soon as you stop smiling, people start to think that maybe you're this angry person who's faking the smile. Like, rather than thinking that, oh well, I've seen them smile before, these anger lines, those are just anger lines. People are naive like that, right? And then you have people who are predators and narcissists and things like that, who will see that you have like anger lines and try to use that against you. If you're the type of person who kind of people are hesitant to get to meet you, they'll try to use that. They'll most toxic people like that are fairly intelligent, right? And they'll try to even interrupt, like, when you are trying to meet people, or um point out to other people that, oh, what's his problem, why is he always looking like that, even though they know that it's just anger lines. But there's other people in the area that's naive, and also just shallow. Like they're just shallow. You know, it's just like they don't care, you know, what it really is or not. It's just like that look. I don't like the way it looks, and I'm just gonna mistreat you because of that. And it's just simple as that, you know. So that's the reason why you go through those extremes, just to avoid, if you can, just little petty stuff like that. That becomes actually a big deal. Now, as far as if this is actually a big problem for you, you probably want to start using frownies like while you sleep to hold your face so that it doesn't tense up like that. Um, some people it's not that big of a deal, but it's worth it, I believe. Also, make sure that you're looking for products that are non-toxic, or because you're gonna have that on your skin, and you don't want to be absorbing like some very toxic adhesive. But so with that being said, you want to do that and just train yourself to not frown and just to relax your forehead, maybe slightly raise it a little bit. Um, I think one of the best ways to train yourself is just to go out on a really sunny day that kind of gets you where you're naturally going to tense, and maybe wear some shades to kind of prevent that, and just kind of start to slowly learn to kind of soften your features a little bit. Another thing that happens with people with resting bitch face is when you tilt your head down. It just gives you more of a glare. And if you think about it, like a lot of villains, like in movies, like if you see like a poster of a movie, most of them have their head tilted down, and it just makes it those angles on your forehead look even sharper. Um, and people judge that. Like they'll look at that and be like, oh well, this person's some evil uh, doer in the corner, and I'm going to avoid them. You know, so you want to start practicing lifting your head up, tilting it up, making sure that your head is more parallel to the horizon. Now, you're not going to be able to do this all the time, and it won't look natural if you're just constantly with your head raised. But it's just something to be more cognizant of. Um, Now, a lot of people say that they look angry when they're thinking. Now, that could be true for some people. I don't really think that that's true for myself, per se. Now, the reason why I look angry when I think, let's say I do, it's more because when I think, I tend to look down. I tend to look at the ground, especially if I'm able to walk and think at the same time. I'm going to be looking downward, and it goes to back to the same thing. It's just the angle that your head is in that makes you look angrier. So if you're thinking, pay attention to that, but also pay attention if you are the type of person who tenses their face while you think. Okay, so the final thing would be giving yourself a facial massage, like in the middle of your day. Like when there's a lot of people still around, you find like a place where people aren't really looking at you, and just kind of massage your forehead, stretch your face up, and just basically try to relax all the muscles in your face, just to deal with the stress. Just because tension really collects in the face whenever you're in a stressful situation. If you're at work, even if it's not stressful, you've just been working for a long time, it just collects in the face. So you just get in the habit of doing that every few hours. Just kind of not just stretch your face, but just go in there, you know, and massage and kind of break up all that tension. And that's pretty much it. There's probably more to this than that, but that's just one of those things where you're gonna have to really learn how to do it on your own, kind of, because everybody looks different. So I would suggest looking in the mirror, having two mirrors, and kind of looking at what your face looks like from different angles, and becoming more and more cognizant of it. And also um, record yourself as well. You know, have people record you, have people that you trust tell you what you look like, and just that's something that you need to practice. Is just looking at yourself from different angles, and it just takes practice, you know, over and over again. and making sure that you know what you look like from each angle. And it takes a great degree of skill to do this. For example, like sometimes your anger lines might not be as apparent when you're looking straight ahead at someone and or into the mirror, but when you turn to the side, like the light might hit your forehead in a way that they're more pronounced. You know, if that's true, then you need to know that, right? And it just practicing those every single day. Just practicing at different angles how to control your face, and it's a shame that you have to do this, and it's kind of, it sucks to even think on such a petty level, but the world's so shallow and toxic that it's just like that's just how you have to do it. And it sucks that there's a world where most people don't even have to think about this. You know, they could just go on with their day, but it's not like that for everybody. So all right, so yeah, you want to practice, practice, practice. And also the glasses and things like that, it makes you look less intimidating. They associate glasses with almost passivity, intelligence. You read books, you know, you're not a fighter. You wouldn't hit a guy with four eyes. Like, you can't go around wearing tap out shirts and looking like you're mean, and you're wearing muscle shirts and you're all muscle bound with angry lines on your forehead, and think that nobody's going to think that you're tough or that you want to fight. Like, you want to wear collared shirts, just things that just are really non-aggressive, that just conveys almost a professionalness, even though you're just going out to the mall or to just some casual place. Like, you don't want to dress up too much, but make sure that you got something that looks like you're not trying to look like you're strong or tough or real powerful. Like, you want to go the opposite way. And that's pretty much all I got. Hopefully that helps you out. Peace.